To me, the question around same-sex marriage is not really about whether people want to get married or not. I'm like, I am married, and I'm very much in love with the person that I'm married to, and if I could have done it earlier, I would have been done it earlier, right? But to be clear, I feel like one of my personal opinions is that I'm like, I can love being married all day long. My marriage is not going to liberate anybody, right? And so to me, I'm like, how we actually center same-sex marriage is like the main sort of like LGBT win, and pretending like that's going to be the thing that liberates like people that are struggling in poverty or people who don't have health care, or the only way to build a safety net is actually to do it only in like partnership and or only in a couple formation. To me is like, the fallacy of this whole thing.
We're really in some ways taking entitlements out of the public sphere and putting them into the private sphere when we attach our ability to access benefits through marriage. So one of the consequences of the marriage strategy has been that domestic partnership policies are getting kind of dismantled. And that's pretty harmful, because ultimately what we'd want to see in a more progressive world is a situation where our access to benefits was never in relationship to any of the other relationships in our lives, and that we can, as individuals, access a wide range of public entitlements, regardless of our citizenship status, our marital status, our national status. We're really kind of, in some ways, narrowing access to public benefits by attaching them to any kind of relationship form.
Really, we shouldn't even have a system where benefits are attached to your private union. Nobody should have to decide whether their taxes are going to be lower or higher and whatnot based on whether they're partnered or not. I think no benefits actually should be attached to a union. I don't think people should have to be in a partnership to get access to those benefits.
We can look at the historical interventions of feminists, and particularly feminists of color, that have critiqued the institution of marriage because it's really about a system of distribution of wealth. And if we really want to create a form of collective liberation, then we need to think about everyone, and especially the most marginalized people. And marriage, of course, benefits those that are the least marginalized.
Sometimes we're told that that there's incremental change going on, and that we're just going to start with people at the top. That's a common logic. It's like, it's true that marriage doesn't resolve immigration problems if you don't have a partner with citizenship status, and it's true that marriage doesn't resolve your healthcare problems if you don't have a partner with health benefits that you can share through marriage. But we're going to solve this first. It's one step on the path. In general, what we see in social movements is that there isn't a coming back for the more marginalized. When you start with the people who are least marginalized inside the constituency, the well-being does not trickle down. People don't come back for the folks who are left behind. In fact, the talking points used to win those things are often talking points that align with the same reasons that people at the bottom are at the bottom. So we justify that we have an immigration system that requires you to get married to immigrate, or we justify that we have a healthcare system that requires you to get married to have healthcare. And we don't have any solutions to that being developed. Instead, we're just developing, getting a few people who have those things, sort of into that status. And so I think what our movements have been saying forever is that we need to put the people who are vulnerable at the center, have our analysis of a problem, like the problem of healthcare access or the problem of immigration access, put the people at the center who are most vulnerable to those dilemmas, and then build solutions from there, which are going to be much deeper solutions and which inevitably will benefit all people. They will trickle up, but trickle down is a fantasy that doesn't work.